Hello everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene. I got Recieve next to me. He was laying where I got my fat ass, and I had to move him over a little bit so I could sit down. And let's see, we got some things to talk about. And I tried to do this a couple days ago, and it didn't come out the way I wanted it. So we decided to just scratch the broadcast and start over from scratch. On Friday morning, I mentioned briefly the theme from Mahogany, and I went through, because I do have the vinyl, but it didn't come with liner notes, so I had to go digging through a lyrical location to find them. And this is called the theme from Mahogany. I'm going to read you the whole set of lyrics, and then we're going to explain what is pertinent. And it says here, do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open doors. Where are you hoping for? Do you know? Once we were standing still in time, chasing the fantasies that filled our minds. You knew who I loved you, but my spirit was free, laughing at the question that you once asked of me. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Now, looking back at all we've planned, we let so many dreams just slip through our hands. Why must we wait so long before we'll see how sad the answers to those questions can be? And last time the stanza says, do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open doors. Where are you hoping for? Do you know? Why did I bring that up, you ask? Because the metaphorical questions of this is actually very interesting to look back upon in your own life and see where you've been and where you're going. And I like to try to answer those questions. It says, do you know where you're going to? Do I know where I'm going to? Does anybody really know where they're going to? I know I'm going home on the other side when my chores are through. I'm going with Lomi, and that I can tell you is a bona fide truth. I've seen a lot of things in the past. I've seen a lot of things in my life that have been good, and some things that haven't been so much. But the future is honestly really kind of murky. I'm not a ability to search into the future and give you an answer to the future questions. I'd love to, but I'm not. As I said, I don't have the ability to see into the future. And then the next question is, do you like the things that life is showing you? That's a hard question. Do I like the things that life is showing me? I'd have to say that I've seen a lot of things in the good and the bad since this lifetime. I was born in 1968. I spent my first few years in the 70s and 80s. I was in high school. And in the 90s, I was in college. And I saw the world start to deteriorate more and more quickly. Social structures, the family structures, everything was just quickly going into a sense of disrepair and decay. So, do I like the things that life is showing me? The answer is no. In the large part. Do I like what life is showing me as I get older, as far as how my body is reacting to age? I mean, this is the first lifetime I've ever lived beyond my 30s. Actually, I usually died within the 20s. So, right now, I'm about 27 years older than I've ever been. And I'm experiencing the same thing everybody else does. As I mentioned about the society, it also applies to my body as it decays and starts to fall apart, and it doesn't always work right, and I feel kind of, frustrated that I can't change how things are going for me, because the resources that I would need to make them change are not available to me. People talk about lifestyle lifts and tummy tucks, and yeah, I could really use a tummy tuck, big time. I kind of wish I could have got one. I'm not skinny. I'm kind of stocky, in a good way. I mean, a lot of muscles on me, but I'm still kind of falling a flap, despite my desires to be like another singer sung there. Those were the days. I actually printed her words too, but I don't have the same printer right now. I just have this one because I wanted to text this one first because I felt I could answer it, and I am going to try it. Last question is, did you get what you're hoping for? Now, I can't say yes and I can't say no. Did I get what I was hoping for? What was I hoping for? I was hoping to settle down, have a family. This is what I wanted to do in my life. I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to have a family. I wanted to raise children. I wanted to be something successful in my life. Instead of being a legally blind, handicapped individual who happens, the only thing that they reach out to the public is through a YouTube channel. Nothing wrong with YouTube. It's a great resource, but it's not the same thing as saying, is this my lifelong dream? Well, a lifelong dream besides having a family was to run a radio station. A fully licensed AM radio station. That was my dream. But the Federal Communications Commission makes the application so hard to apply to get a radio station that it's not attaining them to a person who's handicapped who has no job. And since I'll never be in the kind of person that has resources to make that dream come true, it's kind of like a sad waste of reality that's not going to be. So I have to accept that, I'm lucky enough that I got on the YouTube and I'm presenting my videos and things. So yeah, I think I can say it's a mixed feeling to that question. I don't feel like I really got what I was hoping for. And last one, which is part of that question, when you look behind you, there's no open doors. There's no open doors anywhere in your life. Once you pass through those doors, the doors close and you can't turn away and go back. I love this clause. I'm gonna read it. It says, now looking back at all we have planned, we let so many dreams just slip through our hands. Why must we wait so long before we see how sad the answers to those questions can be? Yeah, they say, I like to say that foresight is 2400 and hindsight is 2020. You can't really change things as we see ahead. We only see a little murky haze, kind of like my cataract to my right eye does. And so sometimes you have to just basically grope in the dark or in the haze without your glasses and try to plan for the best we can. But then when you look back at all the things you've done in your life, good and bad, then you go, oh, well, gee, why did I do that? And I see why I could have done it, but I don't know why I did it. very, very interesting song. I really think Diana Ross did a wonderful performance on this movie and on the song as well from Mahogany. Great song. If you ever watched the movie, it's she's talking about, and part of this about her boyfriend, the fact that they kind of broke up for her to go and do her dream of becoming a fashion designer in Milan, in Italy. But even so, it was still very interesting piece of story. Now, Mary Hopkin does a song called "Those Are the Days." I keep mentioning that song to you, and then I keep getting it mixed up with the one by Archie Bunker from their which is the Family Show. That's a different song. But still, Those Are the Days by Mary Hopkin. She does not have a lot of songs out there. She's a folk singer. But I have a copy of that. And I have a copy of the theme from Mahogany on vinyl. And I would love to play this for you. But because of the RIAA policies in YouTube, I can't. Which kind of sucks. Because if I played it, for some of you who have never heard it, it would be interesting for you to hear it and to experience it for the first time. And then for those of us who were around when that song came out and that story came out, we will probably end up reminiscing about our own pasts. Most people don't realize is, besides doing videos on YouTube, I'm also very much into music, and I've always been that way. I kept telling you I was going to buy a violin, which I didn't buy, but maybe soon I will. I haven't invested in it yet, but it's not something at this immediate time that's going to be going on. Although I'm getting close to the time I'd like to be able to, play some, nice music on a violin, and maybe some kind of a love song, or maybe a nice little sea chanty or something. I don't know. Anyway, the point is that's the story of the song. Another thing too is we still haven't gotten any information of the tracking number of the Raspberry Pi when it's being shipped out. I don't know how the guy in Iowa is doing it. All I can tell you is that he says he shipped it. He didn't give me a tracking number. I've seen it happen before. It makes me a little bit uncomfortable because if he doesn't ship it in a couple weeks' time, I'm gonna definitely have to press the file complaint, and I really don't want to do that to people. I'm not a complainer. I'm trying to keep my calm. I'm trying to keep my cool. I got one of the pieces for the Raspberry Pi, and that was the cable to connect it to my composite monitor. And we have, of course, the shaving soap came, the Winter Garden shaving soap, so that's all set to go. And the last but not the least is that we're going to be seeing some nice weather for a few days, and then it might get cooler again. Right now it's a little bit cool outside, but it's not too bad. It's just a little bit cool. I'd say it's reasonable for this time of year, but, that's relative. Some people will probably think it's not warm enough. I can't say it's why be, I guess. So yeah, if you ever listen to a piece of music that kind of just resonates with your heart, and you keep wondering why that is, and especially if there's metaphorical questions in the video or in the song like there is in this one, and you want to try to answer those questions, maybe you can help answer why you feel the way you do with that piece of music. I still love the accompaniment on it. I still love the way it's performed. I still like the way it's done, and it's a wonderful piece. Just like I love the one by Mary Hopkin, Those Were the Days. I love the way she did that piece. And likewise, last but not least, I like the song by Helen Reddy called Delta Dawn. I had a chance to take a look at the lyrics today as well, and I kind of didn't print those, but I thought they were quite interesting. Now, I don't know what the future holds. As I said, my future is, for me, to see the future is like me trying to grope around in the dark. Okay? I can't tell you the future other than what I have coming up for plans. So that's all I can tell you. And I don't think that's any different than anybody else. But I do know that, as I said, as soon as we get the other stuff that's supposed to be here sometime in the near future, we'll be setting up our demonstration, and so you can see how all this stuff works. And I'll see if we can try to get the Raspberry Pi working. Likewise, we also will be possibly comparing it and contrasting it with another computer platform that was very popular back in the 80s called the Commodore 64 computer. I showed you my Commodore 64 setup before. I did not explain to you that there is support on the back, which has the 8 data inputs, and it also has provisions for synchronous clocking as well. That's kind of was more related for some of the accessories in Commodore, but still very interesting to see what you can do with the equipment as well. That you could make custom programs and software and stuff like that. The only thing with this new skirt is the elastic is kind of crunching around my gut in ways that makes it a little bit uncomfortable. That's one reason I'm not really into waistbands like this, because I kind of get it was really, really uncomfortable for me. But hell, I'll wear it because it's better than wearing the same moth-eaten skirts and dresses I always do. All right, so let me fix this here. Yeah, so anyway, here, we're going to be seeing whether it's going to be nice in the next few days, and so it's going to be great for you and all that. And as far as what I was saying about music, take a look at your favorite music collection, go through it. If you don't have a copy of the lyrics, you can find them on the internet, and just ask yourself why that piece of music means something, especially with the words that do. And you might be surprised what you find. Now,
hello. Michelle wanted me to do the end of the video with her. Everybody knows my name is Dory, and I just want to say hi to everybody. I miss you all. I miss doing videos, but I don't know. Lately, I've been pretty bummed out myself. So I just want everybody to know that I am doing a little better. I've been pretty bummed out, but I'm doing a lot better. Here's Michelle.
Hi. As you know, I showed you that video I did a little bit earlier today about answering some of the metaphorical questions in this song, which is from the theme from Mahogany. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to know what you thought about what I said about the questions I asked about the song. What you thought from what you heard in the video?
Well, I like the song. I mean, the lyrics seem pretty well written.
Let me ask you the same questions that I asked.
All right.
Do you know where you're going to?
I'm hoping I'm going to paradise. I hope because today in church they were talking about that there is a hell, and that people do go to hell.
And you do know some of those people choose to go to hell on purpose.
Right, that's what they said. Some of those people, like Michelle said, choose to go to hell. And me, I don't want to go to hell. Because, and I don't want to go to hell, I want to go to paradise. Because I want to be able to see my mother, my father, and my whole family again. And I really want to go to paradise.
In fact, that the thing about the hell, about being a choice, is the key piece. Mm-hmm. Your average person who believes in being good and living a just and pious life, even if they screw up, is not going to go to hell. It's the ones that choose to go to hell, who truly do not want to be with Christ and his angels. That's different than a lot of the evangelicals have been teaching. So it's true that Jesus knows that we are not perfect. And yet, by going through the act of reconciliation in the Catholic Church, for an example, and we ask for absolution for our sins, and by speaking our sins out loud in a confessional, it takes a lot more guts than quietly saying behind the scenes, sorry, because it means that you really truly are making a commitment to change your life. So, okay, next question is, do you like the things that life is showing you?
Well, there's two ways you can look at that question. One is, let's see, right now I'm having a hard time dealing with some things, and I don't like the way it's going. And the next is because I want a lot more than what I'm giving myself right now. So I'm hoping maybe someday I can give myself a lot more than I should, because right now there's part of my life that is empty. So okay.
And the last one here is, let's see. So I think I did the same thing this morning earlier. Did you get what you're hoping for when you look behind you? There is no open door. So obviously, that's the second part is a statement. Do you get what you're hoping for?
Did I get what I'm hoping for?
Yeah.
Not yet. I haven't reached that point in my life yet. I'm hoping soon I reach that point in my life that I get what I'm hoping for and I can get what I want and where I want to be.
Okay. Now, based on watching my video clip earlier in my answer to that question, you noticed I couldn't help but busted out laughing at that question. And I bet you probably wondered why. But she was doing the same thing in the bedroom watching the video clip too. So, maybe we have to ask a question why you probably thought that was funny because I was giving a good belly laugh at that one.
It just caught me funny the way you answered it. It was really cool.
I mean, I think the reason I kind of, because when you're a kid, okay, and this is applies to anybody, you know, you have a goal in your life, what you want to do when you're a certain age, you know, and then you get to be that certain age, and it's like, oops, that didn't go too well, or yay, it went perfect. I think it's more like the second one is the more likely to cause the situation. Or it doesn't quite work out the way you expected it to. I think that's why I was kind of... You heard me laughing like a maniac there. It was because it seems like we always kind of try to focus on doing something with our lives, and then our lives don't work out the way we expected them to. For example, okay, let's talk about when you were younger. Let's say high school, because at least high school you kind of got an idea what you're aiming for future. What did you want to be doing after high school?
I wanted to be a hairdresser.
Okay.
But I never thought that I had what it took to be a hairdresser. I never believed in myself that I can go ahead and do it. And then I wanted to be... When I got out of high school, I tried a CNA 3 times, and the 4th time I made it. And because I made it because of my mother, I felt my mother's spirit with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I always wanted to be a hairdresser, but I never gave myself enough credit to go out and do it.
Well, you know, that's may not be too hard to go ahead and try to do it now.
I don't want to be a hairdresser now. There's too many out there.
Well, I wanted...
What did you want to be, Michelle?
I wanted to be a housewife, actually.
Lumi, what about you?
I don't know. I never really thought about it. I was so focused on just trying to survive in Campy. And then, of course, living on my own and studying to be the Snow Queen of Finland in the Compi area. I didn't really think much more about what I was doing other than my studies in sorcery and washing a lot of dirty dishes and plates at the tavern I worked in. Yeah, I've done that job. Yes, I know you have. Like I said, this is a really good song. I will play the song for Dory later on today after we're done here, because I can't play the video the song on YouTube.
Why? Oh, because of the
copyright thing. I got the song and it's on the vinyl over there in a pile. You said your daughter was interested in me getting my Raspberry Pi. Do you think she'd actually want to come up and see it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Of course, just tell her that I did find a couple of Raspberry Pis available on eBay. There's a lot of them, but if she wants to go for the Raspberry Pi 3, which is the newest one, it's a bit more expensive on eBay, but they are available. You can buy the plain board, no case or anything, for the Raspberry Pi 3 for about $48 to $55. It's a lot more expensive because it's newer. It's also very well sought after. So there's a little bit of a shortage on them right now, but you could probably get one if she's really interested. Now, you got any other questions for me? And let me.
No, really can't think of anything right at the moment.
Well, you asked this one earlier, which.
Oh, I asked him earlier. It was kind of a personal question. I asked Michelle. I'm kind of embarrassed to answer it on TV.
I'll answer for you. I'll say what the question was she asked me. She said, were you ever a boy in any of your other lives?
Yes, that's what I asked her.
And I could tell her the truth is, to remember the last time I was a boy, I was a Roman centurion in 5 AD. Lumi was been more of a masculine figure throughout her most of her life. I would say her because she is androgynous, but she is a masculine spirit. So she does. She can wear the jeans or she can wear the dress. It really doesn't matter. Except as a woman, she's much more. She's not as good. She's not as successfully integrates into the woman's world. Whereas for me, trying to be a man doesn't integrate in with the man's world. It just happens to be that my soul is predominantly female and hers is predominantly masculine. Right. And of course, we do take turns. Everybody does, learning about the other gender, because it's how we can become well-rounded citizens of the other side, or the heavens above, if you will. The only people who really do not get a chance to do this are those souls who go through the left door. You probably know it as hell, because they are given their job orders by the demons, and then those people don't have a choice of what they're going to be. And that makes people really frustrated and really angry. And then those people, of course, they are infused by evil anyway, tend to lash out at other people because of the suffering, which is self-inflicted because they entered the dark realm voluntarily. In other words, nobody is truly born evil. Okay, I must point that out. It's a decision that occurs over lifetimes. Some people choose to go for the dark forces, and other people choose to go for the light forces. You want to talk about the 1111 portals set by Rebecca Messenger? Yeah, we'll bring this up real quick. Rebecca Marie the Messenger was asked by Mother God to open up several portals around the world, specifically to allow for the Dark Souls a way to get out of hell card for free. Basically, it works like this: is that when a Dark Soul has a chance to want to go home, it's really hard for them to go home because the forces that oppressively keep them here. But with the portals that were opened, is that everybody, because with Divine Mother and Divine Father, God love you so much, are giving them a chance to return home with no charge, pro bono, free. And this includes, of course, pets. Our favorite dogs and cats, which are also souls and may have been trapped here, are also being given a chance to go home as well. So all the souls that can are leaving this earth because of the equivalent of Ragnarok that's coming up, or better known in the Christian world as Armageddon. For those of us who have not yet been gathered in the clouds, as it says in the book of Revelation, we have to just roll with the punches with it. But please note that Mother and Father God, regardless, will always be there and protect you from the evil forces. As long as, and this is always key, that you willingly allow Mother and Father God to work on your behalf. They can't force the issue, but you yourself can always ask for their guidance and protection. Right? And that kind of goes in a little bit different topic than that song video, but still. Any other questions?
No, I'm pretty good.
Okay.
If anybody has any questions, just contact Lumiere Michelle.
Right.
And talk about it, or ask them more about what they know about the Snow Queen and stuff like that.
Right. And what I might do is I might put Dory's channel on my list of channels so that you can find her channel easier. Her channel is not necessarily easy to find. I know she hasn't done a lot of videos lately. We haven't done anything. We'll go to her world channel either. I'm thinking about changing the name of the channel slightly and calling it...
My channel?
No. My channel, my cable 13 channel, which we haven't done any videos on. I'm thinking about changing it to Welcome to Our World, which can cover more than just me and
Do you still do that?
The cable program? No, I haven't since last year. I thought about going back and doing it again. I want to. Michelle didn't do it last year because of all the depression and all the stress with the living in the yellow house. She was going to start up in March, and then she ended up being displaced in the yellow house for the time being, and so she never really kind of got a chance to get the channel going again. But we still have our videos up on our Welcome to Our World channel. Let's Welcome to My World channel. Well, like you said, we should change the name to Welcome to Our World channel. Okay? And then people may have a hard time understanding why it's called Welcome to My World and seeing the pronoun our. I don't know if people really care. Alright, so, guys, that's it for now. Please do not forget to like or dislike, share with everybody. Friends, enemies, the dog, the cat, the priest, the rabbi, whoever. Okay? And subscribe. And we will be coming up soon with new videos. Don't forget, tomorrow is Monday. Tonight is daylight savings time. Gotta set the clock ahead an hour.
No, it was last night.
Oh, was it?
Yes, it was last night.
Oh, okay. So last night, but tell them now. You don't forget if you forgot. You gotta make sure to set the clock ahead. See, normally it's actually on Saturday night at 2 in the morning, which actually means it's Sunday morning at 2 in the morning. Screw that. Okay, here's make it easy. For your places that do daylight saving times in the United States, set your clock ahead an hour now if you haven't already done it. If you don't have to worry about it, such as in Ohio, Arizona, and Hawaii, don't worry about it. It doesn't apply to you. Okay? Okay, so see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a nice night.